Hello my friends, welcome to day 10 of this 14-day challenge. I hope you're enjoying the challenge so far. Do let me know how it's going for you in the comment section down below. This is all for the launch of my membership platform, Tana Studio, which is now live. So if you're interested in practicing with me, finding longer practices and deepening your practice, you can click the link in the description box down below and head over to my website after this practice. Okay, on to today's practice. We have a playful, funky flow for you. So when you're ready to start, let's start lying down today, nice and leisurely, making your way down onto your spine. You can take a generous bend into the knees and drop the feet to either side of your space, driving the edges of the feet into the mat. Cactus the arms out to either side. And then we start here with some gentle movement, flopping the legs over to the left and then over to the right, easing into the hip joint, finding some space through inner thighs and your hip flexors as you give your lower back and mid back a little bit of a massage here as well. On your next in-breath, let's pull both knees in towards the body and cross the right leg over the left thigh. Find a figure four stretch without the help of your hands. So just using the strength of your muscles in your legs, start to pull your left leg closer towards you. And then simultaneously, to increase that stretch, pull the right knee away from you. So pulling the right knee forwards. Take a breath into the outer seam of your thigh. Relax into the upper body, relax into the shoulders. And with that out breath, change the cross of your legs. Left foot over right thigh, hugging your right thigh closer towards you, left knee away from you, pulling the left knee towards the front of your space. We take a grounded breath. Try to keep your lower back grounded and rooted into the earth here. Then with that out breath, uncross your legs, plugging both feet into the ground, hands to either side of your body. Let's lift the hips in a bridge pose, pushing into the outer edges of your feet and lifting the inner arches of your feet. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, softly and consciously lower the mid back and then the lower back all the way down to the ground. We take one more round of bridge, feeling the energy in the lower body, firing up the glutes, bringing the hips in line with the knees, in line with the shoulders. Holding here now for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips down to the ground. As your lower back meets the mat, squeeze your knees into your chest. Listening carefully, reach the hands out in front of you and pull the lower belly in and up. And then stretch your right leg out in front of you. We're pointing the toes, the left knee's in the chest, and the head and shoulders are lifted. Exhale, change sides, pull the right knee in, left leg straight. Inhale. Exhale, slowly change with control, right toes point forwards. And then exhale, change sides, right knee pulls into the body. Exhale to change, keep hugging the belly in, engaging through the abdominal wall. And exhale, change sides. Almost there, you got it. Left knee pulls into the body. Right knee pulls into the body. And left knee pulls into the body, right toes long. Hold, listen carefully. Pull both knees into the chest. Keep the head and shoulders lifted. Hold for 3, for 2, and for 1. Relax to the floor. Wrap your hands around your knees. Give yourself a full squeeze, pressing lower back, mid back, upper back into the ground. And then you can start to rock forwards and backwards. Now we take 2 or 3 rocks to bring us up into a chaturanga. Step all the way back. Take your time, slowly come down. You can find an upward facing if you feel ready for that, or find your cobra, moving slowly. Downward facing dog, we roll the hips back. Spreading into toes and fingers, ground into the finger pads as you start to walk out your shape. Finding some space across hamstrings, calf muscles, sides of waist, almost lifting your pelvis away from the rib cage, finding more space there across your sides. And then on your next in-breath, begin to lift the heels off the earth, drop the knees down to the floor, come into a tabletop shape, bring the wrists a little bit closer towards you so that they're directly beneath your shoulders, and then reach your chest forwards, cow pose, breathe in, breathe out, round, contract fully through the upper body, and then lower the belly as you lift your heart right through. And exhale, curl inwards. Again, inhale, feed the heart forwards, chest lifts. Exhale, we round, opening up through upper back, mid back, lower back. Inhale, finding some space, breathe in. And then we breathe out, contract. With that out breath, let's bring the fingers to face the knees, grounding the heel of the hand into the floor. And if you're already feeling that opening across the front line of your wrist and your forearm, then you can stay here. Otherwise, if you're feeling for something a little bit more, sit your hips back in space. And then we'll take 2 breaths here. And finding that steadiness to the breath, bringing us back into a state of calm. Okay, let's bring the fingers to face the front, push into the paddings of the hands. Take a breath as you lift your chest. And then on your out breath, tuck the toes and melt your hips all the way back. Find your downward facing dog as you push into the hands. Reach back through the hips. And then slowly and leisurely begin to walk your toes towards the front of your space. Meet in a forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And then on the out breath, folds. Keeping your knees bent, roll upwards. Take your time to reach all the way up to the sky high mountain pose. We straight away bend into the knees, arch the spine as you cactus the arms. On the out breath, we fold like a blanket over the legs. Halfway lift on the in breath. On the out breath, you can step or jump back into a plank pose, finding your vinyasa. Upward facing or cobra pose. Downward facing, we roll the hips back. Relax the face, relax the neck. On the next in-breath, this time we'll lift the heels off the floor, bend your knees into your chest, and then you can step, jump, or float forward, landing lightly, halfway lift. Exhale, folds. Roll upwards, segmenting your spine 1 vertebra at a time, rising up high mountain pose. Bend the knees, open up your heart space, opening shoulders, chest. Exhale, fold forward, slow, continuous movement. Find that rhythm, halfway lift. Exhale, plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog, not rushing it. Feeling into each breath, each moment as we cruise through our sun salutation. We go for 1 more round, lift the heels off the floor, crouching dog. You can step, jump, or walk. Come forwards, halfway lift. Exhale, folds. Bending knees, peel yourself up to standing. Grow tall, feel the energy move up the legs, up the spine, up the arms, and then open the heart as you cactus the arms. Exhale, fold, wash over the femur bones, and then lift your chest halfway. Finding that breath, step or jump back into a plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, lift the chest, and then we all meet in our downward facing dog. Take the hips back. Beautiful work. On your next in-breath, begin to lift the heels off the floor and hover the knees beneath your hips. Find your hovering tabletop quadruped shape. So your knees are hovering about 6 inches or so off the floor. Push away from the ground. And feel the activity in the core and the arms. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work, guys. Glide your bottom back, downward facing. Take a rooted breath. And 1 more time, lift the heels, hover the knees beneath the hips, pulling belly into spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, roll the hips back. Lovely. You can walk your hands forward slightly if you need to adjust your shape. And then stretch your right toes into the sky. Find your three-legged dog, listening carefully. Bend into the right leg a lot. Draw your foot to your bum. And then slowly flip your dog right away, getting into your wild thing. You're welcome to keep both knees bent or one leg bent, whatever allows you to feel expansive and explorative in this moment. And then lower your hips. Looking forwards, right hand meets the ground. We step the right foot outside of the right hand in kind of like a lizard lunge situation. Drop the left knee down to the floor. Peel the heart forwards, the hips down. With that out breath, keep your back toes tucked and begin to slowly straighten the right leg. Totally cool if it's not completely straight. We reach the right fingers up, coming into a twisted situation. Continue to pull the right toes towards you. And then we breathe. Find space through right hamstring line. Listening carefully. Rock forwards as you plug into the right foot. Rise up into a twist. So you're in a twisted lunge, stretching right fingers back, left fingers forwards. Slowly tip back. Right hand meets the back heel. Maybe, maybe not. Finding a little bit more space by reaching up through your left arm. Feel into an integrated core here. And then nice and slowly we come back up. Drop your left hand to the ground. We come back into our half split, stretching right fingers up, pulling right toes towards you. Breathe in. And then we breathe out once again. We tip back. So moving through this a few times. Continue to ground into the right heel. Inhale. And then exhale. Lower the left hand down to the ground. Take your half splits with a twist, stretching right fingers up. Continue to reach the shoulder up and back. Drop the right foot down to the floor. Find a tip back for last time. Whether you're touching the heel or not, doesn't matter. Find some more space here through your left side body by reaching through left arm. With that out breath, cartwheel the hands down to the floor, meeting your right foot. Now lift your left knee off the floor. Skandasana, travel to the back of your space. Bring your hands into your chest, and then travel to the front of your space, Skandasana. Skandasana, we travel all the way to the back of your mat. All right, listening carefully, drop your bum down, find a seated position. You'll keep your left knee bent whilst you drop this left thigh in. So you're kind of internally rotating through the left leg here. And then we face our right leg. The leg can be slightly bent, that's totally cool. We lift up and away out of the waist, and then lean forwards halfway with the breath. Inhale, rise up again. Exhale, lean forwards. One more time, breathe in, rise, lift, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, lean forwards closer towards your right leg. And then with that out breath, rise all the way back up. Retuck your left toes, so you're coming back into your Skandasana shape, bringing your hands to your heart space. And then look towards your right toes. You'll glide the body forwards, warrior two. Nice big movement, stretch into arms, press firmly into both feet. Reverse your triangle, straighten both legs and reach through your right fingers. And then on the out breath, find a side angle pose, reaching through left arm a lot. Finding a beautiful opening across the left side body, left leg. Straighten both legs once again. We reverse the triangle. Inhale. And exhale, come back down. Side angle pose. We go one more round. Inhale, lengthen, plug into the right foot as much as you can. And then exhale, come all the way back down as you stretch into your top arm. Hold and breathe. Reverse your triangle. Pull up through the right kneecap. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Coming into a low lunge, you'll stretch your right toes into the sky. Find a three-legged dog. Open up your right toes here and drop the toes over your left heel as you press your heel closer to the floor. Melt your heart space towards your thigh bones. Continue to lift up through the hips as we find our calf stretch, hamstring stretch. And with that out breath, you're welcome to stay. Or if you want to find a flip dog, pick the right foot off of the left heel and then draw the toes over to the left side, hips to heels, and then find a lift. Wild thing variation. Finding that perspective upside down, you can firm into the glutes and reach through your right arm. Really opening up your chest to the front of your mat. Lightly lower the hips, right hand meets the ground, listening carefully. Squeeze the right knee into the right elbow and then land your shin softly down to the earth. Pigeon pose. You're welcome to walk this left knee back. If you have quite tight hips, you're feeling a little bit tight after all of our practices, you can bend into this back left knee a little bit. So there's no wrong or right here, just meeting your body where you are at currently today, which is always shifting and changing. Let's move through this with the breath. Lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, lean forwards halfway. And then rise up. Once again, lift the chest. Exhale, lean forwards. Maybe finding a little bit more space. Maybe coming onto the elbows, maybe not. And relax the upper body, relax the shoulders. This does not need to be a static shape. If you're feeling for a bit of movement in the torso and the shoulders and the trunk in general, a wiggle, subtle movement is always welcome. Okay, let's gently bring ourselves back up and then swing this left leg all the way around. All right, now catch onto the left foot with both hands. So wrap the hands around the left foot, start to stir the pot with your left leg, and then try to lengthen through the spine as much as you can. So you're growing tall through the spine. Take a couple of breaths. You are welcome to stay here. If you have compass pose in your practice, you can gently grab onto the edge of the foot with the right hand and start to hook this left leg over your left shoulder as far as you can. Your left hand stays grounded to the floor. Maybe you begin to straighten the leg or slightly straighten the leg. And as you do this, your left hip will inevitably start to lift off the floor. That's totally fine. And if you have this bind, you might find a window underneath this arm, finding a bit more space. One more breath. All right, so when you are ready, gently release. With ease, place your left foot to the inner right thigh in half lotus, or just place it to the floor in front of you. We reach up through the arms, take a breath. And then find your twist as you reach the left hand back, your right hand meets your left knee, peeling your left shoulder behind you, grow tall through your twist. Relax the face. And then gently unwind to face the front of your space. Uncross your legs, Malasana. We come into our squat. Guide the hands to the heart. Lift out of your hips as you grow tall. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forwards, breathe out. Walk your feet closer together, knees stay bent, roll the body up to standing. High mountain pose on the in-breath, radiate through the fingertips, cactus arms, bend the knees, open the heart. Exhale, fold softly over your thigh bones. And then we lift the chest, halfway lift, toes spread wide. Exhale, plank position. Find your flow, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, firming the bum, and then gliding your hips back to your downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. Taking it to the other side, stretch your left toes back, find your three-legged dog, bend generously into your leg, foot to bum, and then we flip over with ease, maybe finding efforting through the legs, but in ease through the breath as we lift the chest. Take a round of breath. Upside down. Lower the hips. Left hand meets the ground. Nice and lightly we land the left foot outside of the left hand, coming into our lizard lunge situation. Your right knee can stay grounded. Reach through your heart space as you open up your psoas on the right thigh here. And then on that out breath, keeping those back toes tucked, begin to straighten the left leg as you sweep your left arm up, coming into your half splits with a twist. And then as you do so, just notice if your hips are kind of splaying over to one side, left or right. Try to keep them level and square to the front. And then with the out breath, we drop the left foot to the ground, come into your twisted lunge. Core is nice and connected. We tip back, maybe or maybe not, meeting the back heel and stretching into your top arm. Find some space. Gradually make your way back up, landing right fingers to a mat once again, finding your half splits. Land the left foot down, and then we tip back once again. Take a breath. Nice and slow, bring yourself back up. Right fingers meet the mat, half splits with a twist. Getting a little bit more familiar now, drop the left foot down. Last round, we tip back. Try to glue the whole of your left foot into the floor as you reach through your right arm, maybe finding a little bit more space this time. And then slowly, using your core strength, come back up, land both hands down to the floor. Swivel to the back of your space, Skandasana, bending into your right leg. Guide your hands to your chest. Skandasana, travel to the front. And Skandasana, travel to the back of your space. Now, drop your bum down to find a seated position. Once again, we find that internal rotation through this right thigh. So dropping the right heel to the floor and right thigh to the floor. Let's face the left leg. Lift the chest. Breathe in. Exhale, lean forwards. Inhale slowly, let's rise all the way up. And then last round, exhale, fold, lean forwards. Find some more space, some more depth within the shape. Relax the upper body. And then begin to peel yourself upwards. Come back into your Skandasana shape, so you're on your right foot. Guide your hands together at the chest. And then glide forwards in a nice big movement. Warrior two, stretch into your fingers. Straighten both legs. Reverse your triangle long through left side body. And then exhale, come all the way down into your side angle pose. Straighten both legs again. Rise and reach through top arm. Exhale, make your way back down. And we go again. Inhale, get long, firming into bum, firming into thighs. Exhale, make your way back down. Drive into the edge of the back foot. Find your last reverse triangle, straightening both of your legs. And then on the out breath, cartwheel the hands to the floor, low lunge. Sweep your left toes into the sky, three-legged dog. Radiate through the back toes, and then we open those toes. Big toe, second toe drops over the right heel. Pressing right heel closer to floor, really feeling into your Achilles tendon here. Okay, if you did so on the first side, pick your left foot off of the right. The left foot spins over to the right side. Bend both knees, hips to heels, and then we find an opening. Maybe finding a little bit more space this time around. And feeling a sense of support of the spine by keeping the legs firmed and the right hand firmed, pushing away from the ground. Let's slowly come out of it, lower the hips first. Left hand meets the floor, squeeze the left knee to the left tricep. And then land the left shin lightly to the floor in pigeon pose. Okay, so if you took that bent leg pigeon with both knees bent, you're welcome to go there. Wherever you are, let's keep your left foot flexed. And then lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, lean forwards, halfway down. We rise up. Once again, inhale to reach through the heart. And then exhale, we lean forwards. Nice, and slowly begin to roll yourself all the way back up. Swing the right leg all the way forwards. Catch onto the right foot with both hands. Start to stir the pot. Moving in one direction, trying to keep the spine nice and long. Okay, let's try to find that hook as best as we can, driving this leg over the right shoulder. Left hand meets the edge of the right foot, and then this right arm just drops down to the floor, so keep the right fingers connected to the mat. We find our compass pose. And then nice and slowly, let's release that. Bring this right foot into the inner left thigh. If you found half lotus on the first side, otherwise cross-legged seat works fine. Reach the arms up, and then we twist to the right side. Right fingers back, left hand meets the right knee, peeling the right shoulder behind you. Lengthen through the twist. Relax into the upper body. And with that out breath, gently begin to unwind. You can find a comfortable cross-legged seat here. So it doesn't matter what foot is facing the front, just sit up nice and tall. A short but grounded moment of stillness before we close the practice. So you can rest your hands on your knees, sitting up tall, relax the shoulders down, close down the eyes. Feel the hips root you into the ground. And try to resist the urge to fidget, whether you're feeling calm and really at ease within your body and within yourself, or you're feeling restless and still a little bit unsettled. Just knowing that there's no wrong or right, there's no good and bad. Start to steady the breath, keeping mouth closed. Just following the in-breath as the air travels in through the nose, down your windpipe and into your lungs, and the gentle out-breath through the nostrils. And see if you can relax into your shoulders a little bit more, softening the muscles in the neck, the face, the jaw, the spine, the hips, the legs, the feet, the toes. Can you begin to soften from the inside out? And when you notice your thoughts are drifting somewhere else, with kindness, you can gently bring the awareness back into the sensation of the breath, the movement of your rib cage, the subtle movement of your chest, your belly, as each breath comes in and out. And we'll close the practice with a big breath in, and then we're going to hold the breath in for 5 counts, and then it's a big release through the mouth. So I'll take you through it. Let's take a nice full breath in together through the nose. Feel the belly expand. Keeping the mouth closed, we hold it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. And if you feel ready, you can open the eyes and bring the hands together. And bowing down, thanking your body, maybe thanking the practice. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and well done for staying all the way through. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'm excited to see you tomorrow for day 11. We're nearing the end of our challenge. I'd love to hear how it's going for you. Please let me know in the comment section down below if you are watching this on YouTube, and if you're watching this at Tana Studio, then I'm so happy to see you. And nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the practice. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.